have so many questions. Should we start at the beginning? A very good place to start, Ben?
We should. I'm so curious about the beginning. Just obviously I know how you guys met, but were you guys friends? Like take us back, what is it, 20 years?
20 years? That's
more.
Scary.
20.
Wait, I'm 30.
I met you
when I was 8, yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's so... Wait, how old were you? 14?
14.
God, that's so crazy.
Wow.
I remember meeting you for the first time because I watched the Amanda Show constantly when I was little. And usually when I auditioned for things, I didn't know what it was or any of the people in it.
Sure.
And when I found out I was auditioning for Drake and Josh, and I was so excited. And then I came in for one of the final auditions, and I remember I got to do the scenes with you. And I think you said you did the little girl in the audition. Like that was one of the first times I think you ever said that.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. I have that memory in my head.
How was our first what was your first impression of me? Was I nice?
You were very nice. I remember thinking. I remember I was in the car afterward. My mom was like, "How do you think it went?" And I was like, "Well," because all I cared about was going back to school and being able to tell them that I met you guys.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, it doesn't matter now. Like, it didn't matter to me if I got the part even back then. I was just like, I made it. I met them, so I get to tell everybody.
And so how soon after that do you remember like getting the call that you got the show?
I think it was maybe just a few days after or something like that, because I went in probably 5 times before I met you and I got the part. So
wow.
Yeah.
I remember going in and reading with you, and this has sort of always been, I don't know how you are with this, but it's always been my sort of mission, is that I've spent 95% of my life on the other side in that audition, where I'm the one sort of singing for my soup and, hoping for the role. And so those rare times where you do have the part and you're going in for a chemistry test, I'm like, what can I do to make you win and comfortable and just feel, because 90% of auditions are you go and do something you've been preparing for 3 months and they go, thank you.
And then you never hear anything ever again.
And you go, do you validate? And they go, no. And you're like, oh, so I have to pay to be here. I have to pay to be embarrassed.
That definitely is how they normally go.
It's terrible.
It is.
What was, I feel like over the 5 years of Drake and Josh, there were so many great memories and so many great interactions. And then also it did feel like at times I always wanted to know what your experience was like because there was sometimes it doesn't feel like there's a big gap in our age now, but then certainly it felt like, we were in high school and you were I was so glad that you were kind of separated from us just being like knucklehead, 16-year-olds sometimes, right?
I remember when I was doing schooling, at first you guys were with me. And then within 6 months, you both were no longer. I don't remember if it was because you graduated or if it was because...
No. It's because they found a loophole. It's because we went to some guy's weird ass high school, which was an apartment in Silver Lake, took a GED test, and for $500 we had our high school diplomas. I was like, is this kosher? He's like, until someone asks.
Oh my God.
I kept saying to my mom, where did Drake and Josh go?
That's so good. Kevin, the teacher, you remember Kevin?
Oh, Kevin Mall, I remember him, yes.
Kevin Mall.
He used to make me raise my hand. I was the only one when you guys left in the classroom.
They made you raise your hand and you were the only one in the classroom?
Yes, he said he was preparing me if I ever had to go back to regular school.
You're like, I'm very famous, Kevin. I'm never going back. That's wild. Ben, does the whole set schooling thing interest you as someone who's gone to very classic schools your whole life?
I was going to say, as a Jewish private school goer, I don't know if you know this, Josh, my middle school had 7 people in it. 7. So it essentially was the same thing. Not
for all 3 grades?
No. Yeah. From 6th, 7th, and 8th was 7 people. 7.
No. Wait.
In each grade?
No. 1 grade, 7 people. The full middle school was about 25 people. Tiny.
That's
tiny.
insane.
Tiny.
How did that sustain?
It didn't. They're bankrupt and gone. and my parents paid for private school education that was definitely not good education.
What if you didn't like any of the 6 other people? What did you do?
I would have told them, and I would have probably transferred, but I did like them, thank God. And it was like super fun. But like, I guess I kind of did have, it's not the same thing, but it was a very, very small school. And as long as you liked your teachers. Did you like your teacher, or were there multiple teachers, or was one teacher that taught all classes? I am curious on that, or like all subjects.
When I got older, when I was in high school, I had 4 or 5 different teachers. But when I was younger, just Kevin. me and Kevin. He was nice, but the hand raise was a little strange.
And so it was homeschooling from kindergarten through high school, but then you went to college, right?
Well, I went to elementary school, just a regular public school, until 5th grade. That's why I was excited when I auditioned for Drake and Josh, because all the kids at my public school watched the Amanda Show.
Got it.
And when I went back, I got to tell them all, I'm on the show. And then I would go back to regular school in between filming Drake and Josh. So I'd go back for a few months when we were done filming a season. And it was crazy. I remember when Drake and Josh came out, I wasn't that popular in elementary school at all. Like, I had a few friends that were my best friends. But when I came back, I remember going to recess, and all the kids at recess were like running up to me and going crazy because they were all watching the show. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Was there a moment like that with the kids at recess where it clicked in your mind of like, oh, I might not be able to go back? Like, my life is Miranda, just the normal good girl from down in California, the daughter of a dry cleaner. Like, did you feel that shift?
In elementary school, I just remember thinking, wow, I'm popular all of a sudden. I don't think I was thinking about it too much. And I remember like the kid that I had a crush on who didn't know I existed all of a sudden talked to me. Like, I think I just thought things were coming up roses in 5th grade. But probably later on when I got older, maybe I had that realization. But yeah. I was pretty much living it up back then.
In my last year of Drake and Josh, I was probably a little bit sowing my wild oats, as they say, just sort of, partying a bit and just kind of, I don't know, I was like 19 and just being like a knucklehead 19-year-old. Were you like aware of that at all?
From my perspective, I just thought that you guys were cool and were living it up, and I was trying to get around you both as much as possible.
What does that mean? Oh, like just hang out around us.
Like I just thought you were really cool.
We were.
Like it was real. We were really cool.
Oh man. And
I mean, you had license, you could drive. I think on the last season of Drake and Josh, I was 12. So you had it all.
You were 12.
You have it all.
That's so crazy.
But I remember when you guys got your license, like all the good stuff was happening for you guys, and I was too little.
Was there ever that, like, because I feel like I've always, whether you liked it or not, taken that like older brother role for you, like, just like I said, like, Lil Pump, let's
go.
fight, like, stay away. Like,
there's $2.5 million for Pump 2. There's $2.5 million for Pump 2.
Was there ever like that Josh, don't be my big brother in this moment. Like, I want to be, a little wild and a teenager and have my moment. Or was it just like, or did you not mind that I was a little protective?
No, not at all. I did not mind because I'm an only child. So I love like the feeling of having a brother. I've always wanted a sibling my entire life. So
me too. It's fucking lonely.
I know.
There, isn't it?
It is.
Playing by yourself, it sucks.
Josh, you're going to kill me for asking, but we need a Megan.
Who needs?
we need. The people need a Megan.
Did people ever ask you to say it? Come up to you and ask you to say it? People ask me to say to record myself calling them boobs a lot. That's a thing I get. Yeah, that happens a lot.
I'm getting Megan and you're getting boob?
Yes, you have the better deal. Random people come up to me in Target and they're like, "Hey, can I video you calling me a boob?"
What? You're like,
"You're a boob."
You're like, "Sir, I'm buying toothpaste." Like, what are you talking about?